Bruh. I don't think that Zyrtex is helping. Either that or this is not allergies. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Like, maybe I am sick. I do have a doctor's appointment coming up this week. So, I'll be able to, if I'm still, like, feeling this way. Because, like, it's not just allergies. I actually just feel, like, my whole body feels exhausted, numb. I'm in a lot of pain, like, body aches type shit. And it's one of those things where it's like, I guess I assumed it was allergies because it's my eyes and my nose. And I've been sneezing and it feels more like allergies. But I've never had allergies, like issues like this bad before. So it could be, you know, I could have got something. I could have caught something. But I canceled my one appointment that I had today because I was like, well, if I do have something, right, I don't want to go into, because I have another doctor's appointment today, but it's for something else. And I'm like, well, if I do have one, I don't really want to go in and get everybody else sick. So hopefully I don't have anything. Hopefully it is just allergies and it's just taking me out because I'm a sensitive bitch. And when I, like, literally, when I get sick, I get sick. It's one of those things where it's like the last few days I've been in a lot of pain physically, especially with my knees. And it's so weird. It's like, honestly, I know a big aspect of it is spiritual, right? And that's what I truly know. Yet it's one of those things where it's like you still gotta go to the doctors. You still gotta go, you know, you gotta be logical about it and go make, you know, go check yourself out, right? Take medication that may help. Like when I get sick, it gets bad. I think it was last year around December, I got ammonia, I got an ear infection, and I felt like I was gonna be taken out type shit. So, and to be quite frank with y'all, you know, that can be a spiritual attack, right? A lot of people, so if you're not too tapped into spirituality, and just understand the spiritual warfare, sometimes that's an aspect of it, right? Getting, you know, certain projections, attacks, and I don't necessarily focus too much on that, but I've had to become aware of that because I've been sick. I've had a lot of issues, medical, physical issues since I was a kid. And so over time, I was always asking myself, why am I always sick? Why am I always having so many issues, right? Like, it was just unnormal and unnecessary for me. Even today, I just feel like, bruh, I used to be able to, like, run, like, 9 miles. And currently, like, my knees, they've never been this bad. My knees I've never had an issue. Like, before it was, like, if I wasn't, you know, doing stuff, it was because I was going through depression, whatever else, right? But now I'm, like, I've worked on myself, like, have this clarity within myself to where it's, like, I really want to go hiking. I really want to go do stuff. And it's almost as if I'm being sat down spiritually. Because initially when you have knee issues, you have the spiritual meaning of it is you have an aspect of yourself in the past and an aspect of yourself in the present. But yeah, it's like there's spiritual components to sickness, right? There's a lot of, and this is where you can go into chakra healing. I want to become a nutritionist. This is why I went to a I was planning on going to a school, and I started, but it didn't work out. But anyways, I like a healer, right? I wanted to work with chakras. I wanted to be a Reiki healer. I wanted to learn more about the body, the system, so I could heal myself, because I've had so many issues with my all over my physical, my my nervous system, my just every aspect of my body. I've had some kind of challenge, issue, and I was like, enough is enough, and I'm tired of it. Like, I really want to heal myself. I really want to get to the point where I don't have to deal with these issues. And as much as I want to like be frustrated and complain about it, I'm very fortunate and blessed as well, because and this is where I really believe in manifestation, and had to really work on my mindset about it and dive deeper within spirituality and how it connects to manifestation. And me, I'm currently on disability full time. Like, I fought for that for over 10 years. And I struggled. I struggled with staying consistent with a job. I always knew I wanted to work, but I was always exhausted. I was always drained. And I was just like in between, right? It was like there were so many issues. And finally, I was able to get approved for disability, full-time disability, to where that stabilizes me. And that right there is, oh my gosh, that was a miracle for me. And that's why I so strongly believe in manifestation, because before I got approved, that's when I really started diving deep within spirituality and healing and Reiki, and trying to really, focus on, okay, well, how can I, find gratitude and find balance within my life where I'm at now. Because, I've gone through the experience of being homeless. I've gone through the experience of not being able to, have the financial stability that I needed just to be able to focus on my overall well-being. And I've had so many issues, going to doctors, connecting with doctors. And when I speak on doctors, I mean all types of doctors, therapists, specialists for the body, overall in general. Mind you, I grew up with epilepsy too. So it's one of those things where I don't just reflect on my mindset. I reflect on all the different experiences with, my financial experience, my medical experience, and my trauma. Because that's one thing I'll talk probably more about, is the trauma that I experienced, but a lot of that trauma is connected to my medical issues. And now I'm at a place where it's like I finally have this, better stability, but I still have challenges. I still struggle. And it's to a point where it's like I understand it more spiritually. I understand there's still a lot of frustration with doing certain things, and I don't want to paint a picture where it's like I live an easy life, because I don't. It was hard. It was very hard, and it still is hard at times. Just existing, right? Just getting through these challenges, and diving deeper with, because the more you know, the more you're tapped in, the harder it does get. It's not some fancy thing that you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm spiritual, I'm a witch, I'm this, I'm that, I manifest everything I want, like everything works out for me. It's one of those things where there's so much darkness within that. There's so much shadow work within that. There's so much patience, and finding the time to just be grateful for what you already have, even if you aren't where you exactly want to be, because that's the point, is knowing you're exactly where you need to be at that moment in time, and that everything is coming, everything else that you want is coming. Like right now, Like, I've been wanting to manifest my, dream life, having my own place in San Diego, California. And initially, I had lived in San Diego for the longest time and did not reflect on the fact that I was living in one of my dreams. I was just distracted by all this other shit. And so that's the point I'm trying to make here, right? Is sometimes we get so lost in everybody else's sauce, the world, just, life in general, and we forget that how far we've already made it. And that's one thing I do my best to reflect on, is the fact that, I'm living in an aspect of my dream life right now. Even though I may be feeling like shit today, it's still a good day. I'm still blessed to be able to have a roof over my head, a phone that I could record, a nice phone that I could record on, the wisdom and the experience I've gained, the fact that I'm on disability, and that, the funds that I get, granted to me, I use that to pay my bills, and, buy the stuff I need. So it's one of those things where it's like, even though I struggle, even though I have my challenges, there's still more of life that I want to do. There's still, I don't want to play a victim or be a victim. I want to be able to, share my wisdom, share my truth, share my challenges, and be able to, inspire others to be like, hey, you may be going through it, but there's still life and beauty to look at. There's still so much more than in this reality. And it gets hard. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm still blessed. I'm still, doing the best I can with what I have right now. I'm grateful for that. Sorry, I really am kind of out of it. And that's the one thing that I'm like, I've also haven't been able to sleep much. So earlier today I went around 5 and got some coffee, got some, ran some errands that I needed to run because I couldn't sleep because I was having a sneezing fit and all. And when I came back home, I went to Walmart and got me some stuff to help. I got Zyrtex. I got all this allergy stuff, thinking, oh, this is probably just allergies. But here I am now, waking up. I canceled my one appointment because I was just like, well, maybe it's not allergies. Maybe I'm actually sick. And I really hope I'm not. But if I am, you know what? I'm just going to allow myself to trust the process. And, this is telling me just to sit down and relax. Because I am one to burn myself out. And I'm doing my best to find balance within, a schedule, to where it's like I'm not just not doing anything. I'm still doing something. I'm still trying to be productive. But sometimes I can overdo that. And that's where that sickness comes in. But with that, I know I'm gonna be okay. And it's doing my best to stay positive with also recognizing the struggle, the challenge that I'm going through. And so with that, I'm gonna end it here. And I'm gonna go back to bed because I need my sleep, my rest. So peace out. Tutu.